There's some point I'm missing, and I'm gonna kick myself in the butt for it later. Oh, yes. Back to the beginning about rumination. SDP is all rumination. And I think there's a list of that I could post to, I guess, of things that are like maladaptive and adaptive mechanisms to deal with rumination, that kind of thing. And I wish I had written them down, but apparently I didn't, so I'm not prepared. But anyways, in the post that I made about maladaptive coping, cuckolding being one of them, these things are things that are not serving you, is how I keep putting it to Red. And things that are adaptive are things that are going to serve you. So things that are going to progress you in the future. So doing cuckolding or small penis humiliation, those are definitely maladaptive ways. Those are pretty obvious maladaptive ways, but so is the self-mutilation with words. Those things don't serve you. Even if they're true. Doesn't matter if they're true. And I've had that conversation with Red. And it's really shitty to hear that, because nobody wants to think like, well, I'm not going to ignore the truth. But the truth is that truth is very subjective. There is an objective truth. But what we perceive to be objective truth might be different than what objective truth is. So we kind of have to analyze if something is truthful and it's serving us, and if something's truthful and it's not serving us. And it's not to say that you ignore that exists. It's that you don't focus on it until you have higher self-esteem. And that's really difficult, but realistically, it's still within this realm of emotional first aid. Because if your emotions are not good, if your emotions are like a scratch on your arm, if it's just a scratch, it's okay. You're just gonna bandage it up, wait till it stops bleeding, you're okay. But a lot of you have gaping wounds, and there hasn't been any emotional first aid. So, like, if you have a gaping wound, and a scratch, you're not going to tend to the scratch first. So, you kind of want to deal with the things that are big first, and sometimes dealing with objective truth, dealing with those things right now are not as important as dealing with the rejection that you just faced right now, and dealing with the guilt that you feel right now. Those things are the gaping wounds, and that objective truth about you not being desirable. Those things hurt, but those things are not killing you. Realistically, the guilt is killing you, and the rejection is killing you. And the worthlessness is killing you. The lack of confidence is killing you. The depression is killing you. So you kind of have to, like, as much as I don't want you to ever never go back to objective truth, where your penis is smaller and that may not be desired by every single person, that might be something that you tackle when your self-esteem isn't so low. I know that's not something anyone's going to hear, but realistically, pick your battles. You have to pick your battles as they come to you. A lot of you also have issues with how you feel, if you feel manly enough, if you feel sexy enough, if you feel like you fit in, and that kind of stuff. Those things take precedent because those things cannot aid your self-esteem, and those things cannot aid your confidence, and those things cannot, like, you can't, there's nothing you can do about that, and ignoring it won't help. So ignoring certain bits until you have those other things worked out is really important. So I think maybe what might be good is for you guys to maybe make a list and see like what your major emotional dislikes are. And dislikes are judgments, so be aware that if just because you dislike them does not mean everyone will dislike them. But make a list of them and tackle each one in a sense where this is how I feel about myself. Here are some things that are good about me and true about me in that arena. For example, how you feel about yourself physically, like trying to find something that you like about yourself physically and working from there, like in those writing exercises. So, and unsurprisingly in that video, he talks about at the end about mindfulness being helpful and having self-compassion is helpful. Being kind to yourself, even if it feels stupid, is helpful because it alleviates a lot of that stress, alleviates a lot of that guilt, alleviates a lot of that loneliness, because you can have those conversations with other people and say, you know what, I've been really hard on myself, and because of that I've been hard on you, and I apologize. And you can kind of have that catharsis with yourself, with other people as well, because nobody's going to be upset if you apologize to them, if you're rude to them. They're always going to welcome, or most people are going to welcome you being open and sharing remorse if you actually feel it. So I'm hoping this isn't like a 30-minute long video, but I hope that kind of helps. So that guy's video, again, if you want to listen to it, it's Guy Winch, emotional first aid, and I'll write it in there. Another thing that is really helpful is there's a podcast on Spotify. I think it's there on Facebook as well. But it's Savvy Psychologist is the name of it. SAVVY Psychologist. And I listened to that a lot over the summer. And I feel like there's a lot of good information about why people don't react to us the way that we expect them to. That could be really helpful for you guys. And in the future, I'm going to try and do a few more videos that might be more solution based, if I can find productive ways to present them to you guys. Also, sorry I was doing stuff during this video, but I got a lot of stuff to do, so I'm being kind to myself and doing what I need to do, and also talking to you guys. So thank you. I see you later.